Hello, Taurus. Elsie here to do your reading for the week ahead. How are you doing? Thanks, Taurus, for clicking here. I appreciate you. I'm here with a few oracle decks, as usual, and we're going to look over these oracle decks for the overall feel of next week. And then we're going to add some tarot, find out what the details are about next week. Taurus, how you doing? I hope you're well. Thanks so much for tuning in here today. What should I tell you? Well, first of all, if you're brand new, welcome. Thanks for rolling up on all the shenanigans here. And if you are coming back, because that's what you always do, my ride or dies, thanks for doing that. And at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you about the extended and how to find that if you're interested. I'm also going to talk about private readings if you're interested in that. Let's find out what's going on for you, Taurus. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Taurus, I'm always reading for the week ahead. You know that if you've been here before. So no matter when you get this, today, tomorrow, next year, whenever you get it, could resonate at that time if it doesn't resonate today. All right, let's find out what's going on for you, Taurus. What do we got here? We've got the status quo. So somebody here feels like they're stuck in Groundhog Day. Feels like it's the same thing over and over. Wash, rinse, repeat. And I think that the status quo is telling me that, the thing is that things don't go wrong in the status quo, I'm going to say. It's always the same day, but things seem to be okay. I'm going to say this isn't a place where you're exactly excited about every day, but you're grateful that things are good, like they're not going wrong, right? So I feel like it's a little bit of stagnancy, I'm just going to say. Feels like things are balanced, but it's a little bit of stagnancy. We've got standstill, again, just an indication that things are kind of not moving the way you want them to, or maybe they're moving slower than you want them to, which is a lot saying that for a Taurus, because Taurus likes things to move slow, but maybe it feels like things have just come to a complete and total standstill for you. Tell me more about Taurus, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Taurus. We've got loneliness. Okay. So Taurus, it's time to get out. I know that you like your home. I know that you like to be home, but I think it's time to get out and just do things socially. I'm not talking about dating at this time. I'm just saying it's time to join a team. Look, maybe you're a person who is at the point in your life where you've dropped away, your friendships have dropped away. This is a natural progression of enlightenment. When you start to grow out of the vibration, you start to lose the people who don't have the courage to outgrow the vibration. And it says here, I know that I'm never alone. So I think this is the place that you're trying to convince yourself that the status quo is the place to be, even though you're at a little bit of a standstill. But I feel like you're starting to maybe experience some loneliness, possibly. And so I'm going to say there's always a way to get out of this, even if you feel like you have no friends. You can join a team. You can join a book club. You can join a card playing or game playing club. You can, there's so many things you can do. Look, there's a website out there called meetup.com. You can go there and you can meet people you've never met before. There's all sorts of things. So it feels like you need to do something to break the loneliness. Bottom of the deck, we have intuition and manifestation. I think you already know what you're supposed to do. You will find your way, Taurus, I feel, before the next week shows up or the end of the next week shows up. I feel like with this intuition manifestation, it feels like you're already in manifestation mode, or like this, this place in the in-between here, when we're in between eclipses, is not the best place to manifest, but just thinking about it, talking, dreaming about it, possibly journaling about it, just making it known to the universe what you're interested in could help it cross your path. Bottom of the deck, we have courage. It says here, find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. Maybe this is one of your great fears, is that you are just going to be left to your own devices and nobody's going to come around after this. I don't think it's true. I feel like it's going to take a little bit of work and some uphill climb, but I feel like you can remedy this loneliness. It says here you're never alone, and the truth is that if you go looking for a group of people, you will find a group of people. We've got courage. It says, I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. Maybe that's your fear, that you're going to meet just the same old group of people who don't understand you. I'm telling you, it's taken me a while. It's taken me 7 years to find this beautiful, amazing spiritual group of people I've found, and it's trial and error. I'm telling you, it's trial and error. We've got openness. But even if you feel like you're going to fail, Taurus, you've got to be open. You've got to be open to change, open to flexibility. I know it's hard because you're a fixed sign. I'm a Taurus sun too. It's hard to be flexible when we are going, we are moving in and around all of these borders we've created for ourselves. And so it's time to make a change, I feel, but it's going to be a change that that is not an easy one. It feels like a little bit of an uphill climb because I think you've become used to being in the standstill, in the status quo, and although that's a comfortable place to be, it can start to be a rut. It can turn into stagnancy. What else do we need to tell Taurus? Tell me about the week ahead. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Taurus, please. Tell me more about Taurus. What else do we need to know? Tell me about Taurus. We've got the 10 of Pentacles, Taurus. So I think that you're working too much, I'm going to say. And I've been accused of doing that myself. I think that you're working too much or overworking. You're making a lot of money. Maybe you're preparing for the future. It feels like you're solidifying your place in something that is going to be that's going to take you through the next 10 years or so. It feels like you're really working hard on something. It might be raining money where you are, but it feels like it does become lonely. The work, eat, sleep situation does become a little bit lonely. We have the 9 of Cups in the standstill. So I feel like at this time, Taurus, that you are working on your inner happiness, because the 9s are always about completing something or doing something by yourself, getting ready to move into the end of a cycle so you can flip it into the Ace of Cups. It feels like, this may feel like the status quo, and it probably is, but it feels like that while you are working, whatever you're doing, it feels like you are building a reputation, or you're building happiness. You're starting to trust yourself, and it feels like you've come to a place in your life where you don't really need the acceptance of people external to you. You're just doing it for yourself, but it can get a little stagnant, right? So be aware of that. I feel like once you do find this inner happiness and you realize that other people from outside of you, it isn't their job to bring something to make you happy, a relationship, a pair of Louis Vuittons, or maybe an Armani suit. It's not their job to bring you something. It's your job to be happy from the inside out. It's an inside job. We've got loneliness. And then once you've completed this discipline of being balanced in your inner happiness, I think that's when things begin to take off. I'm just going to put 2 cards down here, and this is for the week ahead, but this is going to be going into the week after that. Tell me more about this. We've got Justice, and we've got the 3 of Swords. Okay, so Taurus, we'll take a look at that in a moment, but let's go back here with the 10 of Pentacles. It feels like whatever you're doing is you are becoming stable in your work-life balance. You are becoming stable in your finances. You're really focused on building your business, building your reputation, building your material wealth. But I feel like it can become quite stagnant, Taurus, if you don't decide to do something outside of that. We've got the 5 of Pentacles. So feels like the 5 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles energy is telling me that somebody here that I'm connecting with is living in scarcity, which means you have enough, Taurus. You have enough, and enough is different. Like, it's relative for all of us, right? We all have a different idea of what is enough. I feel like you have enough, Taurus, but you still feel in scarcity. 5 of Pentacles. You still feel like you don't have enough. Or maybe this is, I don't feel enough. I thought maybe that if I built my business or built my reputation at work or got the promotion or the upgrade or the raise, that I would feel better. But it feels like no amount of money is going to, is going to make you happy, because you're still in the status quo. It doesn't change the status quo in the standstill, right? We've got the 3 of Cups. We've got the Ten of Cups. So I think that this is the dreamy sort of energy, the cups here. The Three of Cups and the Ten of Cups. I think this is what you really want. What you want is to go out and be social and be with people and maybe pour a few drinks, have a glass of wine, maybe, have some excitement or some joy in your life. I think that you want to be emotionally happy. I feel like you are working on that. You come to this place in the middle of the week where you realize that you're happy enough with yourself. Like, it feels like you've spent a lot of time alone at this point, Taurus. So you've spent enough time alone, but you are happy in this place spending time alone. But you realize that, look, you could be a psychopath if you don't get out there and start. I'm not calling you a psychopath. But it can be a mental health issue if you stay away from groups of people for too long, or at least one other person. It's time to get out there and socialize. So I feel like the Three of Cups, Ten of Cups is telling me that what you really want is the end of the rainbow. You want the happiness. You want the emotional stability and happiness. You want to be in a group, a soul tribe that make you happy. But I feel like you haven't found that yet, and so that's why you're using the material wealth or the stability that you're creating to make you sort of feel happy in the status quo. Midweek here, we've got the Nine of Cups, which brings us the Three of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands, and the Two of Cups. It does feel like midweek here that you've kind of made the decision. I need a special bond, whether that's a bond with a friend, a bond with a group. Maybe it's time for you to get into a group dynamic of some sort. Maybe you want to join a sports team, like a ball team, or maybe you want to play cards or chess, or, it feels like you need to do something in a group, and it feels like you will do that, or something will come to your attention. The Three of Pentacles tells me you're ready to build a new foundation. Now that you've got this Nine of Cups energy with you, now that you've got this inner happiness, and you're not looking for people outside of you to bring you happiness, you're actually looking for a group where you can add your happiness to their happy group, is what I'm looking at here. The Eight of Wands tells me things begin to pick up, move forward, and you're very specific about what is going to continue to level out your happiness here. The Two of Cups tells me that you really do need a bond. So in the stillness of the middle of the week, it feels like you do start looking online. You start looking at local things. What can I do locally? Can I volunteer? It's a great way to meet new people if you get into volunteerism. But it feels like you're ready to build some sort of a new foundation with a foundational bond here, like emotional happiness. It's like you have enough happiness for yourself, and now you want to share a little bit. It feels like you're looking at getting out into the community or a group or a network. Maybe there's something to do with your work and you want to network with people regarding that. But it feels like midweek that you are going to come to this place where you're ready to stick your head outside and figure out what is out there for you. How can I find bonds with people? End of the week, I know that I'm never alone. It feels like at the end of the week here that you come to this place of discipline, stability in your masculine, feminine energy. You decide what you want to do. Do you want to pursue it, or do you want to wait for it to pursue you? It feels like you're coming to this energy of no longer wanting to play under the surface, because the Chariot energy is here. It's time to move forward here. Tell me what's going on. We've got the King of Swords. We've got the Six of Swords in the reverse. I think you're sort of fighting yourself. You feel a little bit stuck, like you can't move forward, that you wish that somebody would just call you and give you an invitation. But I think you're going to have to use your King of Swords energy, and you're just going to have to kind of walk in and say, "Hi, I'm here to add myself to your dinner," or, sign up for something, right? Something that people do in a group. I feel like you have to be the one to invest, is what it feels like. The King of Swords is the one that's doing all of the looking at the details. What do these people do? What kind of group are these people? What do they support? Do they have a motto? Do they have an MO? It feels like this. The end of the week, you've got so many options that you're feeling kind of stuck, but you've only got one pentacle. So you really want to make a solid investment into some sort of a group of people. We'll talk a little bit more about that. We're going to see what's coming up here. Not next week, but the week after that. It feels like you do find your place here. It still is a little bit scary, I would say. You're still covering your heart. You don't want to be hurt. You've been hurt in a group of people before, and I don't think you want to be. We've got the World card in the reverse. So this is a little bit of, I feel like at the end of the week that you're feeling a little bit stuck, and then you go into your head. And it feels like with the World card in the reverse, you still have unfinished business with things from the past, and you're remembering, look, I'm the wounded warrior because I'm always the one that has to be resilient in a group of people. But I want to say, I think that this is an illusion. You think that the past dictates the future, and that's not the truth. You get to make that decision, Taurus. It's not about what somebody else says. So you need to make the decision to close a chapter back there. It's like you're leaving the door open in case anybody wants to follow you into this vibration, because I think you miss your friends or your family or whoever you were hanging out with back there. The Nine of Wands tells me you're still feeling the scars or the hurt from that. But I want to say that this Nine of Wands is like an illusion. I want to say that you think that it's going to follow you into the future, but I don't think that it is. I think that you're expecting a repeat of whatever went on back there. You're trying to find your courage to be open and get to know new people, and I think it's going to be okay. Let's talk about these next 3 cards. We're going to take that into the extension, Taurus, and find out what you should do. What is the advice? Will you be meeting people? If you want to be in the extension with us, please look at the pinned comment. In the pinned comment, you will find a link to the membership area if you want to watch more than one extension. You'll also find a link to just purchasing this one-off if you want to just watch this extension. You will also find a link to Hypsee, which is going to take you into the area where you can check out my pricing, the packages that I'm offering right now, and also I'm doing live and pre-recorded readings. So check my schedule for the live readings. That's where all of the discounts are at this time, between 5 and 75% off your live readings. Let's find out what's going on here, Taurus. Oh, I like it. You're bringing change. The universe is telling you it's time. Oh, wow. Look at this. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. We've got the Sun. What? Oh my gosh. Okay. So something is about to go down here, my friend. Big change. Big change. I feel like you are making some sort of a big move here, Taurus. It feels like with the World card in the reverse, and so this is the week ahead, right? You're thinking about it. I feel like the week after that is where you realize that the people that you wanted to follow you into the new vibration are not doing that, and you're about to close a chapter. When you do, you realize the divine changes that are going to happen immediately on the heels of you making the decision to close the old chapter and move into a new chapter. Wow, look at that. Change, destiny, right? Expansion. All of a sudden the Sun is here and you've got a breakthrough, and the Tower is here. And the only reason that the Tower shows up is to break down the illusion that I've got to be alone, the illusion that I need all those people from the past with me. It's all illusion, and this is all breaking down so you can shift forward. It's because of your courageous openness, I feel, that you are shifting forward. We're going to clarify all of this and find out what this is about. What is going on here? What do we have under at the bottom of the deck? In the future, you reach your goal. That's what it is. It's because you move slowly, patiently, practically, and you did a lot of reevaluation along the way. You didn't just jump into something. You were very careful and practical about what you were going to do next. And I think that this is the result of you finally making a decision to close the door on the person you were, on waiting for people to invite you, and all of that stuff. Anyways, we're going to go into the extension. If you want to be there, you know how to get there. And if this is where we part, that's cool, because I'll be back, because I'm always back. Take care, Taurus. You guys have yourself a great rest of the week. Bye-bye.